Hey guys, it's me Pinky. Today I saw on the Chronicle Discord some people discussing very quickly how many dragons used for fighting, how many dragons skills are inside the fight, and how many dragons are giving fighting stats. And since I always hear different things, and what they agreed on was that what I also had in mind, I guess why don't quickly test it? And I did. I can tell you the obvious part right away. It's the skills of 8 dragons counting, also 8 dragons that are fighting with stats. But I found out something else that is kind of interesting, so I guess why not go quickly over it, and you can choose yourself what you do with it or what you don't do with it. It's, I think, useful to know, but nothing really that you can use if you know it. Decide for yourself. So at first, that we are aware how a dragon gets picked, because also that we figured out. And as you can see, you have some stats standing here, and the thing how a dragon gets picked is basically by power. This stat up here. A lot of people, I think, expecting it to be by Strengh, for example, like the strongest dragon will fight, but power is nothing else than a combination of your, basically dragon level, your blessing, your support dragon, so your stats, Strength, defense, agility, and your skills. So the better the skills are on the same dragon with the same Strength, the more power your dragon will have. Simple proof, we take this off and you see the power has gone down. I tested this with my main dragon because it's level 70, and I asked Christianor to also take on her skills out on her main dragon was level 70, so we can see that the power is still different because her dragon is slightly stronger. Her dragon still has a bit more power. But yeah, it's a combination of your fighting stats and your equipped skills, how your dragons get picked. This was the first attack we did, and this confused us a bit at the start because he saw kind of a few things here. So as you can see, we have 11 people joining, each with 10k T1s. The reason for that was pretty simple. We always wanted to attack the same rebel camp, so we always have the same dragon damage. And then we got kind of confused because here we can just take Danny's damage as as the thing we compare. You could also look for dragon attacks, but if you check it here, you will see that the dragon attack here is also higher in total than in the next report, with a lot lower. And I want to explain you why this is so low, and I don't think most people are aware of things that are coming now. So when you are looking for the differences, of course here we have only 8 dragons fighting and 8 people sending 10k troops. And the first thought was that, hey, stats are only counting from 8 dragons. By the way, we tested this. Every dragon has only 1 skill, and they all have different skills, so we could just check it. Okay, this is, by the way, the worst example I'm seeing now because I sent by accident my main dragon here. And still, the damage is lower than on the first report where I did send the blue dragon, which is a lot less powerful. So yeah, our first idea was, hey, can it be that for stats and effects only 8 dragons counting from the equipped skills, but for power and Strength all dragons are counting, so the more dragons you send, the better they will be. And this is completely wrong, because we tested a bit and we never got more damage. Our next try was 8 dragons sending, and as you can see, we have one guy sending more troops, so we have the same amount of troops than in the first fight, which is 11k. And then you will be kind of surprised because the dragon attack went up. I did send a weaker dragon again, and still we have 5k instead of 4k dragon damage. And no, this is not crits, because you can, for example, check here, and the damage, the Danny damage got up by a bit. This is, by the way, also for testing one of the worst results. Still, the overall damage went up. So the first thing we found out is that your dragon's damage is actually related to your army size, which I was not aware of, but kind of makes sense. So you are not sending 10k spams in global battle, for example, with a level 70 blue dragon, and females and you're Daenerys and you're doing an absurd amount of damage with just 10k T1s, you will lose, yes, but Dany will attack and will do a lot of damage. So this kind of like removes this option. And then we got an idea like what was different from the first fight, and we saw I did send 10k T1 calves, and obviously my calf stats are a lot better than my imp stat. What we did try was, is this troop related? And as you can see, the dragon damage went up stupidly compared to the last report. Then the next thing we tested was a simple thing to kind of confirm it. We just, every one of us sent calves instead of imps, and we can see the dragon damage is going up like crazy. The other thing you can kind of notice is that your dragon's damage is also inflicted by your troop type stats, because these are my stats and you can see my calf stats are a lot higher than my infantry stats. So, and I'm having calf base and no infantry base. Of course the dragons are doing a lot more damage. And the last thing we did test is I have still in mind an old theory where someone told me that dragons are like commanders, and as we all know, commanders are doing less damage with more lines. So if you send 2 lines, you're only making half your commander damage. So we tested this, and yes, your dragon attack goes down, but this is way more linear than with the commander damage, because with the commander damage this should be half. So we had like 200k before and we should have 100k here, but we're having 130, so a lot of it is just the like statless infantries. So in case you ever wondered, yes, your dragon's damage is infected by army size, it's infected by your troop stats, and it's get affected by mixed troops, but a lot less than your commanders. And while you could of course now test out how good is the effect of Strengh and defense, and how much of a difference do 8 very strong dragons and 8 very weak dragons. And to be honest, I would like to do this, but then this also took a bit of time. Maybe I do another video, or maybe somebody of you has a bit more time than me and wants to find this out and just sends me the results. We will see.